Good evening, Abhijit.
Good evening. Good evening.
You are right on time, always.
Abhijit, good evening.
Pubali. We'll start the show exactly at 7 o'clock. But I would like to request all the participants to mute their audios, just so there is no technical hitch, disturbance nathake titia. So kindly keep yourself muted. Discussion to hoi joar pisot, if anybody has any questions, then of course you can unmute yourself aru proshno to khutibo para jabo. No problem. By the way, I think we'll start exactly at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, you just start at 7, right? I think
Yes.
about a minute more.
Yes, just 1 minute to go.
Yeah.
Abhijit is already joined. Yeah, that's it.
We'll start with the state anthem.
Yes.
Hello, Abhijit. Yes, I can see you now. Nice to see you, Abhijit.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening. A very familiar face to us. খুব ভাল লাগিছে দেখি দিল্লীত গ'লে ভাবো কিন্তু তুমিও ইমান ব্যস্ত ময়ো সেই 2-3 দিনৰ কাৰণে যাওঁ আমি লগেই হ'ব পৰা নাই কিন্তু লগ হ'ম I'll be meeting you in
And
Delhi
আপনি
ফোন কৰিম আৰু যাম নহয় ফোন কৰিম আৰু গুচি যাম
sure.
I think that will be the best I'll do that definitely I'll do it I think most are joining in YouTube channel বহুতে join কৰিছে YouTube
YouTube and Facebook Live also.
or Facebook Live also because আমাৰ আজি 3 জন খালি we can see okay yeah that's good problem নহয় তেতিয়া
Okay. I think we can start.
yes please
8-7. So, namaste and good evening, everyone. I, Dr. Archana Bhattacharjee, acting Vice Chairman of Council for Teacher Education Foundation, Assam chapter, and our technical partner, Gracious Technology, Guwahati, take this opportunity to welcome our guest speaker of the talk show, Abhijit Bhattacharjee, our CTF International Secretary General and Chairman Assam Chapter, Professor Nilima Bhagwati Ma'am, and all our CTF family members, invited participants and viewers through YouTube, Facebook Live to our third monthly talk show on the topic life skills and character building through sports. Before introducing our guest speaker, I would like to request our CTF State Chairman, Professor Nilima Bhagwati Ma'am, to open the show with her welcome address. Over to you, Nilima Ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Archana Bhattacharjee. Let me first welcome our guest speaker, Abhijit Bhattacharjee. It's so nice to see you. You always look so vibrant, being a sports person. And it's nice that we are having you amidst us today to talk all about what are the benefits of sports. Why some parents, I think that will maybe a question which Archana will put up, why some parents give more stress on the academic than giving, more stress on sports also, because sports and academic both are equally important. It has to go side by side, hand in hand. Anyway, our Archana Bhattacharjee, she'll be moderating it. We have our EB members, executive board members. We have viewers in YouTube. I welcome you all. And indeed, it is a need-based theme which has been selected for the guest speaker because he himself is a very renowned and a well-known sports person. I think you already came to know his introduction. The captain of Team India Volleyball. Yeah, that's a great prestige. And he being from Assam, that is we are more proud of you. We are more proud of you. Abhijit, we are very proud of you. Actually, why sports has come today as a theme. I think I don't have to explain that lot. It will come already in the questions which Archana is going to ask him. But let me tell you one thing, that all children, starting from the, I should say, early childhood stage, it increases more in adolescent stage, has excess energy in them. Excess energy, it continues. And if this energy are not channelized, they will take wrong path. This is one of the things which has been found out, and it was a research work. Secondly, we find some children that when we restrict them from playing, and even adolescents, you will find them, they are also getting involved in certain destructive, certain antisocial things. These are also being found out. I have read about 2 or 3 articles with me that how they get into it, because they have nothing to do. The energy is, it's not channelized. So these are some of the facts which takes place if we do not allow our children to be in sports or to participate in games, etc. And besides that, and as my PhD topic was on this particular topic, on adolescence and the participation in all that time, it was co-curricular activities. Now in the NEP, it is not curricular, it is already, sort of incorporated in the main curriculum. So I have found that, and also sometimes I try to explain to the parents that games and sports, how it improves the physical and it balances the mental health and the physical health of the children. It improves the cardiorespiratory system that everybody knows, builds strong muscles, builds strong bones, and controls the weight, which we really sometimes think about. And it reduces the anxiety. That is something very important, reduces the anxiety and de-stresses. If you feel even a little bit tired after coming out, and go out for a walk or do some exercise, play some games, you will feel de-stressed. So these are some. I will not keep it delaying, saying all the things, because we'll want to hear from Abhijit what is in his mind to express before us. But one thing sure, that sports has got its place in National Education Policy of Visit, and we're expecting more. And I have come to know lately, even our state government, they are taking great interest to, sort of motivate the students and to introduce sports in all the schools. There's many, they are going to form a committee too. So this is what I came to know. And definitely this is a good news for all of us. And people like you all, you have to mentor, you have to, guide them, and you have to take them ahead. Because we need more volleyball players like you, we need more cricketers, we need more badminton players, and so many things we need, okay? So with these words, I just declare that this talk show with Abhijit Bhattacharya is open, and I do hope each and everybody who is present here, they will benefit a lot. And again, I take the privilege to welcome your visit, and I myself, I also postponed a lot of my program just to hear you, and obviously I'll be benefited hearing you. With these words, I thank you all, and I request Archana Bhattacharya to start the program.
Thank you, Nilima ma'am, for your warm welcome address. Now, before moving ahead with the talk show, I would just like to introduce Abhijit Bhattacharya to our viewers and participants present here with us virtually. Let me tell you, till 32 years of age, Abhijit rolled, jumped, and spiked on the volleyball court across the world to help India win 8 international medals, including 5 gold. That's not a small achievement. After joining ONGC in 1998, he took the initiative to rebuild volleyball team from scratch and went on to become the national champion in 2002. He has the rare distinction of representing 4 states, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and Assam, and was the captain of 3 states. He represented the Indian team continuously for 10 years. Post-retirement, this former captain of Indian men's team founded Rangoni Youth Sports Foundation, through which more than 5,000 youths from rural areas of Assam were introduced to volleyball. Abhijit is also a certified FIVB level volleyball coach, mentor at ICAP, member of Talent Screening Committee, Khelo India, and holds a diploma in CSR from Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. He is also a certificate holder in CSR and Sustainability from Anglia University, Cambridge. And he has also authored a book titled Celebrate Life. I really like that. Currently, he is spearheading Assam Volleyball Mission 100, through which children from rural areas are encouraged to stay fit by playing volleyball. In 2020, during COVID-19 lockdown, he started online volleyball training for children belonging to the tea gardens which succeeded in creating a sporting environment in remote tea gardens of Assam. His sports background and rich experience in CSR helped him to assign Brahmaputra Volleyball League, a grassroots sports league organized with zero budget. An alumnus of Sainik School Gwalpara, Abhijit presently resides in Delhi with his wife Priyanka, who was also a former state volleyball player, and his two lovely daughters. Now moving on to the theme of our talk show, let me first say a few words on the theme. Like NEP 2020, as we are all aware, aims to bring out a system of holistic education. And sports, I repeat once again, as we all know, have been given a place of pride in the new policy. Earlier, sports was always considered as an extracurricular activity in schools, either happening once or twice a week or after maybe academic hours. But with implementation of NEP 2020, sports is going to be a part of education and will not be considered as extracurricular activity. The NEP 2020 plans to use the power of sports to provide holistic educational experience to our youths. It aims to give opportunities to students to stay fit and also help in their mental, intellectual, and social development. So keeping this scenario in mind, Abhijit, I would like to start with a few questions which are buzzing in my mind. And the first question which comes to my mind at this point is, referring to the theme of the talk show today, life skills and character building through sports. So this particular question goes like this: what has sports to do with character building? Can we have your views, please?
Thank you, Archana ma'am, and thank you, Nilima ma'am. It's a great feeling to be on a platform, a teacher's platform, where students like us always used to stay away. Those who are into sports, away from it. And probably the world is round. I have come back to this platform once again. Yes, character building and sports, it's something people have never thought of much earlier. Let me go straightway from where we have come. When we were growing up during the late 80s and all, there was no word like character building or something on those sort. We have never heard of. But today, when I work in my office, when I go out with a team, they find me very pleasing personality. When their things are tough, when things are easy, or when there is some disturbance, they find something better in me. They come to me, and I have never known these facts. But the fact that I have grown up with a team, I have grown up on the sporting ground, probably I have inbuilt one of the greatest character in sports, which sports teaches, the ability to accept defeat. This is one primary thing which you don't find anywhere else. Nobody teaches this, but you have that patience to adopt the defeat. There is one part which always helps you to be better and not to get disheartened, not to get frustrated, and not to be upset. So when you are into a sports ground, a lot of things you learn unknowingly: gratitude, team building, patience, ability to fight back, ability to push back. Those are the things which you inculcate unknowingly, and that's the best part of the learning through sports. So I believe sports prepare you for all kind of challenges in your life, and even during the COVID lockdown, or even in any road kind of situation where you are suddenly put into pressure, you don't panic. So those are the things probably sports teaches us, and that's how it helps in our character building. And honesty, definitely, fair play, all those things you inculcate through sports, and it helps us in your day life to become a good human being and to be part of this entire humankind. Because in sports, wherever you go, you have opponents, but you never have any enemies. Maradona or a Pele or a Roger Federer is like across the world. They don't have boundaries. They don't. Their fans don't have boundaries. So these are the kind of things which you learn through sports. Maybe you are in Pakistan or maybe in your Bangladesh or in Ukraine. Sportsmen will always bind together. And the world you have seen, even I am sure a Ukrainian sportsman and Russian sportsman, if they meet outside, they will be always friends and they will take their sporting spirits. So that's how sports help us to build our character.
I really, really like the way you said that, sports teaches you to, address every person you come across. Even if you have misunderstanding, conflicts or anything, you don't look upon them as enemies, but rather as not as enemies, as opponents, not as enemies. Isn't that how you view it? Yeah, right. And the ability to accept defeat. This is another very important aspect of sports, That is why we often use the word sporting spirit. Take it with sporting spirit. I guess it comes from that. So there is a linkage. There is a linkage with what you have been just explaining and what I intend to ask you next. My next question goes like this. What can sports teach us? What can sports teach us which other activities or other things cannot?
Probably I have already answered.
Yeah, I know you have done that, but I think you can expand. You can talk a little more about that.
Yes, definitely. There are what sports teaches us what others cannot. Like it's probably what I told is about the how to accept defeat, and beyond that, whatever sports teaches you, it's written on the book. It's not written on a notebook. You experience it, and when you experience something on your own while playing sport, your muscle memory, your intellectual memory, everything takes into account whatever you're doing, and that's the best part. Learning through books, learning through other medium, reading, maybe something you sometimes forget, and you need to kept on reminding or revising. But learning through sports is something beyond that. It's something practical, and you don't know it that you have already learned all those things. Ability to take quick decisions. When a sportsman, when Sachin Tendulkar hits the ball coming at 200 km/h speed, like a volleyball defender, he is defending a ball 250 km/h speed. Those are the time when you take the quickest decision. Decision making is very fast when you're into sports. Yeah, and you learn to sacrifice things. You know what sacrifice means when you are in the part of the team. You understand. You develop empathy. You develop gratitude. All those things you unknowingly learn on a sporting ground, and that's the best part. What sports can teach us you, which others cannot.
Yeah, I think you are talking about the life skills which comes through, your involvement in sports. There are many things which we need to help us evolve as a good human being, but most of the things are not there in our curriculum, not there in our texts. These are things which we pick up from real life, and sports give us the perfect platform to acquire these life skills which help us grow, evolve as a good human being, and also helps us deal with all kinds of challenges in life too, I believe. And so I appreciate actually the value of sports. It is really, really very helpful for everyone. And my next question is, can education, because people have very very strange ideas regarding sports, with due apology to the guardians, I have to say that most of them do not encourage their children to take up sports seriously, because they believe that they cannot be anything in life with sports. So they should concentrate more on their education. So can sports and education go hand in hand? Now they have no option because the new education policy has made it mandatory. They have to take up sports. So what are your views on this?
Definitely, like Actually, it adds to your academic performance. Sports, it's not a hindrance. If you look at it, adds to your academic performance. And to be frank, like when during our childhood, uh, when we were given a progress report every 6 months, the progress report says you scored 80 in mathematics, 70 in English, social science you have scored 90, and they say it is a progress report. But how can you say it's a progress report of a child when it's completely ignoring the physical growth of a child? Nowhere it is written that how what is your speed is, how is your endurance is, how your muscular strength is, what is your height, what is your weight, what is your fat percentage. Those are the things our education system has earlier completely ignored. And you cannot say that as a progress report unless you are taking the entire things on one. So once and these things, all those sporting activities, physical exercise, these are very important for our overall growth of a child. So what I mean to say is that when a boy or a girl is doing very good in academics, and if you stop, make them stay in a room and study and not go out for any physical activities, somewhere down the line, they may score some good grades in the school. But then again, when they go into the corporate world, then when they go into their later stage, if they don't have this kind of activities with them, attached with them, they end up in lots of frustration. So if parents allow them for some time to engage in some kind of physical activities, this will definitely add to their academic values. And for it's not like necessary that everybody goes in to win an Olympic medal. You can learn all those skills which I have told earlier in my first question, that those are the things you learn from the sporting ground. So that's the reason why everyone should be engaged, even if it is board exams going on whatever. Spending half an hour or 1 hour on the sporting ground is always helpful to them. And provided if someone is very good in sports, then they can definitely pursue sports all around, and then they can also keep their academics intact. A lot of our best of the sportsmen, they are doing very good in academics these days. So now parents are also aware of, they are pushing their child for both academics as well as sports. So it's like complementing each other. Sports and academics do complement each other, and they can go hand in hand. And once sportsman is doing good in academics, it adds to his sporting achievements also. And same likewise, if someone is good in academics and they have something back in their mind as sporting spirit, those qualities help them in growing in the academics also.
So thank you, Abhijit. That was really a wonderful answer. And I really, really hope that all our teacher friends who are with us today here virtually or watching through YouTube or Facebook Live will understand that they need to make it clear to the stakeholders, to the guardians, and to the students also, that sports and education can go hand in hand. They complement one another. And minus one, actually, we cannot go for holistic development of mind, body, spirit, as our previous President Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan ji has emphasized on holistic development. That is the need of the hour. And if this is successful, if the new education policy is successful in implementing this part, I believe our youth will really have a very positive and bright future ahead. Thank you for that answer. So now I have another question. I understand, because I was into sports also, and I was really benefited from my sporting background. I want to know what is the importance of sporting spirit in our everyday life?
Oh, you can feel it every day, waking up in the morning, going on a bus out, you're communicating with others. Every time you carry that sporting spirit with you, and you will find, like, if you are a true sportsman and you made to push to any kind of circumstances, you will come out success with your attitude, with your spirit, and with your, like, what do you call, definitely the sporting spirit. So that's how you carry not like the something you when you were sportsman you had the spirit and now you are away from sports and you don't have the spirit. You continue throughout to your life, throughout in your life, from until to your when you grow old, even then you carry your sporting spirit.
It becomes a part of you, like, it becomes part of you.
Part of everything, and everywhere you come out with that sporting spirit.
True. Now, would you mind sharing an example from your real life where your sporting spirit helped you cope with certain situation which otherwise would have proved to be very negative or harmful?
Yes, time and again, whenever now that I am working in the corporate sector and all my colleagues are from either from IIMs or Tata Institute of Social Science or from IIT, I have seen this, that when there is a pressure kind of situation, when there is a struggle kind of situation where no other option, no other methods are working out, so finally they say that ke Abhijit ko bhej do, kuch na kuch to nikal ke laega ye. So those are the times probably those degrees doesn't count, those institutes experience doesn't count, but that's how the sporting spirit counts. And we understand the local language, we understand the people, how to approach them. And many a times we have come out of all these challenges everywhere, not only in corporate or in my office, but beyond that also.
So I think these are actual life skills, which help you in those kind of challenging situations. And sporting spirit obviously always comes in handy in such stressful situations. Another thing which I would like to hear your views on is career opportunities and sports, because most of the students, whenever they go for certain areas of specialization, they always keep in mind, how is it going to help me in the distant future, career-wise? So there may be many students who are interested in sports, but they are scared because they are still hanging on to the old traditional belief that there cannot be a career in sports. So what advice would you give to those youths, upcoming youths?
Okay. I will quote the example of a recent league which I have attended. There's a Prime Volleyball League just recently concluded. I was part of the Kolkata Thunderbolts team. Now, in this particular league, a team was formed through auctioning, and players earn XYZ amount. When this team was formed, we need support staff, we need management expert, we need psychologists. So the Calcutta Thunderbolts team squad was of a 12-member or 14-member squad, which is the playing squad. Okay. Now, the first either when you become sportsman, when you come into sports, the first career opportunity is like you become a top elite class sportsman, where you go into the best of your performance, your auction, you get a huge amount of money. You do not become a sportsman, elite sportsman. You went into physical education, Master of Physical Education, BP. You get the opportunity to be the trainer of the team, the physical fitness trainer of the team. That particular trainer earns almost equal to any other sportsman. There is a sports psychologist attached with the team. He or she equally earns the same amount almost. There is a sports physiotherapist attached to the team. There is a sports management who is the manager of the team who has done sports management. Then again, there is sports massager. So if you see a particular small volleyball team, like around 4 to 5 professions whom we need to engage on a day-to-day basis. Now there is into sports PR, sports sports digital marketing, sports film making. So all those things are outcome of the entire sports arena. Either you be an elite athlete or you do physical education. You can be a sports lawyer. In fact, you can go for sports journalism. So it's a multi-billion-dollar industry even in India itself. Forget about the world industry. So that's how the sports marketing, sports goods manufacturing and buying and selling of sports product, e-commerce. It's a huge platform now. So you need not need to worry. Earlier, when in the late 80s, when we thought of taking a career option, people were thinking that he must be a fool going through a sports, opting for a career in sports. But now opportunities are numerous. You can opt out anywhere and you can find a very good job because there are sports promoting agencies, sports agent, uh, top athlete management, high performance center. Everywhere you have opportunities, like from a gym to individual trainer in colleges, in schools, in coaches. There are huge opportunities in sports now.
Okay, I understand that there are a lot of opportunities now, but the sad fact is that most of the teachers, are not aware of these opportunities and they are not in a position to share this knowledge with their students. So I think this is an area where we need to create awareness, because it is going to be a part of the new education policy. So the teachers also need to be made aware. They need to do a little bit of homework to find out if any students studying in their respective institutions are interested in taking up sports seriously. They should be encouraged and they should also be informed about the different kind of opportunities. So I think some kind of pressure should be put on the government also to create those kind of awareness programs or maybe give us opportunities. We as a CTF platform can also do things like that, rope in people to tell us, to talk to the teachers. Anyways, through this talk show also, we have invited different teachers from different institutions in higher education also. And those who are listening, I'm sure they are benefited and they have also come to know and they'll start taking this seriously also. Now, I have a question for you. You have said that, yes, sports have got brilliant opportunities. Now, you're talking about the present times. But way back, when you were a child and you took up or you took to sports like a fish taking to water, what was the reaction of your parents, of your guardians or others? Did they encourage you or did they discourage you? Straight question.
Because they knew that if I go into academics, I won't be able to do anything. So sports was the only option left out for me. And that way my energy also get channelized. I do notorious work at home and get engaged in the sporting. So I was the one who got 100% support from my family. So it was like this, that even if you get less scores in academics, it's not an issue. You go out and play. Anyway, you can pursue your education later on. So those were the kind of encouragement I got. That's the reason probably I could go up to in a professional level.
I asked you this question for a particular reason, just to make it clear to all our listeners, to all our viewers, to all the participants who are with us today, that with the right kind of support from the guardians, their wards, their students, their child can reach any heights, even in sports. So parental support is the need of the hour. It's very important. They shouldn't give too much of stress to their child to just concentrate on their academics, because that also becomes stressful at times. Sports actually de-stresses you, and it helps you, as you so rightly pointed out earlier, it helps, and Nilima ma'am also pointed out, that it helps to channelize the energy in the right direction. And we learn so many things without knowing what we are learning. It is only later on in life that we realize that whatever we are in the present time is because of what we learned earlier through our involvement in sports or in any other activities. These are life skills. So yes, these are the questions, general questions which were there in my mind. In addition to that, would you like to share something which you want with our viewers, participants, and the teachers particularly?
First of all, I believe that there is a sportsman hidden inside every one of us. We only need to unearth that what is hidden. Actually, there is so much of different kind of sports where different kind of talents are required. We have all our muscles. We have either white fiber muscle or red fiber muscle, endurance or speed. We have oxygen taking capacity. We have muscular power, and there is sports switching to all kind of talent. So when I was saying about the mark sheet or the progress report, if we can give a physical progress report to every child every 6 months, and if we measure their physical abilities, their speed, their jump, their strength, you can very well identify in which sport your word or your children can go into. Since we are not measuring those skills, we never know what talent. If an Olympian is hidden inside your home, you never know it until you measure them. So there is a reason probably India with a billion plus population is unable to get more medals in the Olympics, because talents are hidden in our home. Talents are your son and daughters. You never know it. You have never measured it. You have never encouraged them. Pet them up, ask them to leave the mobile, leave the gadgets and go out and play some sports. You will find there are Olympian, there are national champion hidden in your room. So encourage them to find when they see their children playing for the state team, for the district team, and when the national tricolor is hosted on their behalf.
Wow, wow. What a vision, you know, for them to focus on. I love that. Yes, our children must be encouraged. They must come forward. You have given us a lot of brilliant answers to all the questions, the queries in my mind and in the mind of the viewers, the teachers, and everyone else. Now, I guess I should leave the platform open for all of us who are here with you today virtually. So I request everyone to raise your query, because this is a golden opportunity. You will be able to get your answer firsthand. So the show is open now for discussions. And I would first like to, as usual, I would like to request Nilima ma'am to open up.
I have to break the ice, right?
Yes, right.
Okay, Abhijit, it was brilliant answers you have given to all the questions asked. And what was like your answers and the thinkings which was, in my mind during the time, or in Archana's mind, it is at the same level, that these are the answers we'll get from Abhijit. Abhijit, I believe your father was, since Dada was a very known player, Dada was a very known player, I know, and we had very good relation with him and knew him as a very good sports person. I think he was one of the greatest motivating factor in your life, in supporting you.
Definitely, ma'am. When you have a sportsman father at home, so there can be a better blessings or a gift for a child, and who can understand your, guide you when you are down. And even though we used to speak very less, but and he gave me that platform, he gave me that liberty, he gave me that independence to go out. And from the very childhood, even when I was in the primary 5, 6, 7, the one thing he's taught us is to take your own decisions. He has always allowed us to take has never restricted us from taking our own decision. That is one. And the other thing which I learned and from him is respecting people, respecting seniors, respecting colleagues, respecting friends. So the only thing which a piece of advice he used to give us is that every human being, everyone, you should address them with respect, because every individual, every human being deserves respect, and that is one thing I would always carry to my grave.
Yeah, that's really great, because the influence of some particular persons in your life, it counts a lot. And coming to, I just tell you about today's experience. I went to one particular school today on behalf of CTF. I gave a presentation on NEP 2020. And I happened to ask them about one child. I asked the mother what she intends to be. Then she told me she's a sufficiently qualified teacher, that I just want her either to be an engineer or a doctor. I think this is the problem which is plaguing in the minds of majority of parents and majority of guardians in our society. They think there is nothing available in the world except these two professions. So this is one of the things, we have to overcome. And I feel like, Abhijit, like people like you and all sports person, I think we badly need interactions from time to time with the parents as well as with children.
Yes,
Because when they will interact with persons like you, maybe I'm not a sports person, they will not believe me. But if they interact with you or with some other person, I think they will be convinced. This is what is coming to our mind. So in future, this particular platform, CTEF, Assam, we are definitely, you are in our mind right now, in my mind particularly, that will be inviting you, and we'll have special sessions with our parents.
Yes.
Parents are our target to change their mindset. They're still in the conventional. I understand, like at this time in 80s, I was also in Tejpur. How advanced your family was thinking about two times just saying that how he encouraged you in the playground. That is something great, isn't it? So that was there at once upon a time, but now just look at the situation. Right? People are like, you have to qualify for IIT, you have to qualify for IIM. But these are some of the targets which are pressurizing, bringing traumatic life to the children, traumatic life to our students. This is happening, their mental health is simply gone. So we have our role to play also. So let us play the role as approaching the parents too in the near future.
Yes.
I think that we should do, Archana.
Yes.
Because
Yes,
that is our
yes.
responsibility too.
Yes, we'll take that up.
Yeah.
Making a promise to ourselves, huh? Anyway, Saida ma'am, do you have a question? Saida ma'am always, loves to question, because she is involved with students.
I'm not getting my video. I don't know why. Okay. I've got it. It was really interesting, and I myself actually was very much interested in sports, and I used to participate in all the different types of games, especially basketball. And I was to play basketball. I was a member of the school team, and in Shillong, I studied in Shillong. So therefore, in inter-school competitions, I was always there. But of course, I couldn't qualify as a very good basketball player. But whatever it is, after matriculation, all stopped actually. So this is the attitude of the general people as well as parents also. What will you do playing basketball? That was the attitude that we faced at that time. But nevertheless, what I feel is what I learned from sports is that how to conduct my life. I really tell you, because what I've faced in life, I could conduct myself the best way so that I could bring up my 3 children without their father. It is nearly more than 30 years that he is no more, he expired. And even Nilima experienced that, I think. We are great friends, and our life is the same, both of us. And that is what, I want to tell all others, that when you allow your children to be involved in sports, you will never regret. They may not excel in that sports, but you will never regret. They become a real, strong person, actually. That is my observation. I do not know how do you feel about it.
Thank you, Saida ma'am. Thank you, Saida ma'am. I salute your spirit. You are still young at heart, and you still have the sporting spirit. And that is why, you are always involved in all their activities,
Yes. If I can do it or I cannot do it, but I'm involved. I'm always involved.
That's because of your sports background. Anyway, thank you.
One thing, Abhijit, like in the national education policy, we have some, the latest, which you also know, like experiential education, art-related education, sports-related education. And for that, obviously, I think we'll be needing more sports person to deal with the students. I think that talk was going on for interacting with the students. And obviously, the what you said, all the positive qualities, all the positive, team spirit, okay, sporting spirit, whatever, working together, then, you know, yeah, accepting the defeat, decision making, all these, you will not find in book.
No.
Book can never give you that experience. You have to be in the field. So this is how the NEP 2020, it is giving great stress that sports-related education must be there. They have to learn on the field. They have to learn from the field. And I'm sure people like you all, you know, you will be able to do the justice in this line. Because you all said whatever you said, that is so much, you know, if you can put it in the minds of our children, we don't need anything. They'll be wonderful, genuine human beings, I should say. Particularly accepting the defeat. People gradually, they find very hard to accept the defeat. Isn't it? They find it very hard.
Sporting spirit is lacking, man. Sporting spirit is lacking. That is why they cannot take the defeat.
That leads to fight between the two parties, but they will not accept the defeat.
Right.
So these are some of the things we see very frequently in the society.
And we need to teach our youths also. We need to teach our youngsters at from a very young age, you know, these life skills, because they will not get it in the textbooks. They'll have to be taught, mentored by the teachers.
Yes. And this turns into habit, you know.
Yeah.
This is what I found in our Dr. Sarangi. He was our ex-NCT chairperson. He was a badminton player. When he came to Guwahati, he found out time management is very good. He found out 1 hour in spite of the busy schedule and went to the stadium and played badminton. He said, I cannot stay away from playing. I have to play. If I don't play, it will make me sick. And he's giving the best of health, the good health at this age also. So these
ma'am, I have seen the same in Sanjay Krishna also, the former secretary. He was
he plays tennis at this age.
He still finds time in spite of his active schedule, you know. He finds time. So I think this is a kind of an addiction, but a positive addiction. It's a positive addiction, and we have to bring our students, you know, out of the comfort zone. This distraction with the cell phone, the laptops, and anything. They should spend more time outdoors, you know. And sports will give them the opportunity to spend more time with nature. As Rousseau so rightly said, long years back. For every problem, the solution lies in nature. So go back to nature. So when you are in the field, you are with nature and you find solutions to all the problems. And here I have a question for you, not exactly a question, an observation, because during the COVID pandemic, with your innovativeness, you came up with another idea as how to, you know, train the students, the youngsters through online with technical support. And you approached me. I remember you approached me, and I said, well, I'm game for that. And we started this online program, virtual program. And now from that online program, we have 2 strong teams in 2 different centers of Jorhat district, Monumoy and Diha Tea Garden.
That's good. That's very good.
Girls as well as boys. And I have seen the differences this particular sports has, you know, brought in their life, their attitudes. So definitely sports will go a long way if we give it the right kind of a support. And this should be uniform, not confined to only the players in the urban areas, but we should also focus on the people or the youngsters in the rural areas also, because they are the future human resources. We need to groom them well, and sports provides us with that kind of a tool to groom them holistically. So any other questions? Actually, I'm keeping
vision, good, you know, our Prime Minister's vision, Khelo India.
Yes.
We have to support and give 100% involvement, and we have to spread the message. Even Assam has started, I think it was yesterday's paper, I saw it, Khelo Assam. So these are some of the things, you know, they're trying to bring changes in the field of sports and games. So what we have to do, we have to give support to translate into reality. Isn't it? This is what is our duty. That is our duty. we may not be a sports person, we may be most of us may be academicians, but we can give the support because we know the benefits of this area, particular area. So this is something very important.
We have some participants here, not being able to see them because their video is off, but you may unmute yourself, and if you have any questions, you may ask questions. Please feel free. This is a wonderful opportunity. You can address your question directly to a sports person, and I'm sure he will give you the correct answer, the satisfactory answer. There is, I can see someone.
I have one very personal. Vijay's wife plays volleyball. He plays volleyball, and his two lovely daughters. I'm sure they are also inspired. Is it? Or they are taking to some other way?
And they, as of now, they are playing all the sport.
Yes.
To them to take up the sports of their interest.
Of their interest. That's very good. That's like a great man, you're saying.
I mean, like he is not pressurizing them. That's good.
Exactly. This is the word I wanted to come out from his mouth, and he really gave the correct answer. It is up to them what sports they will take up. Exactly. That's a wonderful answer.
I can see a teacher here who was also into sports earlier, Bobina Tati. Hello, Bobina Tati.
Yes, any question they can ask? We have very less time.
Yes, Bobina Tati, if you have a question, you may ask. She is the headmistress of a school in the rural area, in the garden area. That is why I met her recently, and she informed me that she was also into sports earlier. She had played. So I had asked her to join up, and I thought she may have a question. Anybody else interested in asking any question, please feel free. No hesitations. Karbar kiba prashno thakile, please khudok.
Yes, the platform is yours. You can ask questions.
Anybody?
I am also inspired by Abhijit. I think I'll also invite you to Biswanath Chariali. And there are lots of gardens over there. And your guidance, I think definitely it will work over there. We want to bring out those garden children from there also.
He has opened up many centers, Baido.
Yes, he's opened many. That's what I'm saying.
Under Assam Volleyball Mission, and many of these teams from different remote areas are now participating in the Brahmaputra Volleyball League.
Okay, you just tell me, Abhijit, how I should start first, because I'll be going there very soon. There are quite a few gardens just near our house in Chariali. Should I meet the district authority, or should I go to the garden first and identify the students?
Better would be, ma'am, the garden, because there probably everywhere you find at least 1 or 2 person who is interested in sports.
Yes.
So, only point is that they are not finding any support from outside, so they're take it forward. So if you find someone, then you can connect it to us, so that we can send someone to organize a small 1-week camp so that children come out. We provide all the ball and the coaching facilities. That's how local youth can be trained in their particular garden, and he can in turn continue the coaching. So that's how across Assam now 5,000 children are playing in 209 centers.
Yeah, that's what I've come to know. I think I'm getting really inspired from your talks. And practically these children, you know, we have to reach them. Otherwise they will not come out. We have to reach them. We have to reach them and bring out. They have talents. Some of them, you know, they have really wonderful talents, but, you know, they are not getting the way, where to go, to whom to go. Yeah.
Girls from Monomoy Tea Estate, Dehat Estate, they have went on to represent the district team just in a span of 1.5 years. They started doing online float ball, and now they have represented district. So probably in next 1 or 2 years, they could be in the state team also. So same kind of talents are hidden everywhere across the state.
Exactly. So
We just need to keep them up. I think
yeah.
because it's supposed to be a 1 hour program, so due to time constraint, I think we'll wrap up our discussion here. But before rounding up, I would like to thank Abhijit Bhattacharya on behalf of the CTF family. Yes.
Excuse me.
Hello, Abhijit Bhattacharya. I would like to know, how do kids get engaged in sports?
Oh, so sweet.
That's
Who is
a lovely
that kid?
question.
You open your video. You open your video, please.
Oh, that is Abhijit's daughter. Abhijit's daughter, young daughter.
So sweet, so sweet, so sweet.
That's a very good question. Your father has to answer now.
So sweet.
For that, you have to wake up early in the morning.
Oh. So sweet. Anyway, Vijay, I'm sure to get in touch with you. Let me get into the preliminary works, what you have said, and at least 2 or 3 gardens. If those gardens can be brought out the children, I think it will be a wonderful year for them. Great work for them.
We have trainers across the state now. We send someone.
By the way, in this regard, if you're really interested in setting up centers in tea gardens, for that matter, because I'm already involved there, and we have 2 centers. You can always ask me. I can help you. Okay,
I'll be in touch with you, and for set team building or whatever it is, then I will just call him, invite him. Especially to this a lot.
Yes, next time.
And seeing him also will be a great motivating factor for the children.
True.
That is true.
And so, first of all, I would like to thank Abhijit Bhattacharya on behalf of the CTF family for finding time out of his busy schedule to be here with us virtually this evening, and for sharing his rich experience and in sports, and also for motivating our teachers to take up the new challenges sportingly. That is the most important word, sportingly. Next, I would like to thank Professor Nilima Bhagwati ma'am, who is always inspiring us to work continuously for the professional development of the teaching community. And a big thank you to all our invited participants and viewers on YouTube, Facebook Live, and last but not the least, our CTF family members who always stands together like the Rock of Gibraltar to make all our programs successful. So
Gracia is there.
Yes. Gracia, last but not the least, the most important technical support. Without their support, without the CEO, Biju Pegu and his team, none of our programs would reach its conclusions, successful conclusions. They are the great force behind all our programs. So big thank you to Gracia Technology Guwahati. And if I've left anyone out, a big thank you goes to all of you also. And with the assurance that we'll be meeting again next month with another talk show on another relevant theme. And of course, we'll be meeting Abhijit again for another program.
Yes.
I would like to say thank you, and a thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think the national anthem will be played.
No, meeting চলি আছে বলনে নাই অফ ফুল সেকেন্ড
না আপুনি এবাৰ চাই লওক ক'ত গুগল মিটত চলি আছিল নেকি জুমটো আপুনি অন কৰি চাই লওক
Hello, are you playing the national
Baban.
anthem?
Baban,
are you playing national anthem? National anthem to play koriba niki?
আপুনি কি
he started
Hello?
screen sharing. Yes, I think he has started screen sharing.
Okay. Good. Yes. Started screen sharing now.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Okay. Sound to I had sound is keyboard.
The talk show has come to an end now, and I thank everyone, all the viewers, participants, and on this positive note, Jai Hind.